Watching the Social Network. 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 Unfair taking my way. Must make a time to say. 'Cause everything's so crazy. There's nothing left to say. I can't understand. I can't say not to it. 'Cause everything's so daisy. There's nothing left to say. Taking my way. Must make a time to say.
Welcome back to the Social Network. I keep forgetting to turn the fucking song off when I come on here. We are back for another pre-draft Vikings episode, just like every other piece of Vikings media is and will be for the next 5-6 days at least. I swear to God, we don't have to talk about the draft much longer until the draft, and then we talk about what those players are going to do for our teams.
7 days, baby.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys all coming out. We've got Glue Guy Dom here. We got good friend Preet here. If you're from Vikes now, you've seen Preet a couple times. If you're on Vikings Twitter, Preet's not as active on there anymore, but he was there once upon a time, and we miss him greatly, and we wish he'd make his return. Preet, how you doing, sir? Shout out your shit.
Doing good. Yeah, I mean, still working for zone coverage. Fully off Vikings Twitter. Noticed a great improvement in my mental health since being off there. So, if anyone wants to jump off, never too late. But, I understand the appeal of being on there and the dumpster fire and train wreck that it perpetually is.
Yeah, I can relate to that because I was off there for a year, and it honestly it was great for my mental health until something that happened, and the reason I was off Twitter for a year, was just a complete waste of time. But yeah, I'm back. I see Rap. Shout out Rap. How you doing? We're gonna be winding down here a little bit before 8. So everybody that's watching, if they're here, they can go watch Rap stream with my boyfriend Jason. I'm gonna be in the chat on his ass. Dom, how you doing? You excited? You a little fired up?
Fantastic, dude. I can't wait. So stoked.
Yeah. Again, people that don't know, follow Social on all the socials down there at the bottom because we're going to be doing some shit because me and Dom are going to Pittsburgh for the NFL draft for all 3 days. We're going to get a little rowdy. It's going to get a little crazy. I might meet my wife there. No big deal. Dom is going to be a good boy and a very respectable young man because he is engaged. Shout out to Love. And good on you.
We're not talking about Jordan.
Yeah, and good on you for or Jeremiah for finding a ring because God knows me and Preet can't get rings to save our lives when it comes to sports, at least. And maybe the other thing.
Man, that backed me into a corner, but yeah.
Dude, I'm right there with you. It's all right. Let's talk draft. Preet, the first thing, so we can get this fucking shit out of the way. What are your thoughts on Kyler Murray, the entire situation, what it means for JJ McCarthy, what you expect from Kyler Murray in 2026?
I love the game. I mean, it's like a risk-free signing for someone who has an established floor. JJ McCarthy, under him, the quarterback room last year was bad. I was a McCarthy believer.
Yep.
Didn't necessarily get repaid in the way I wanted to. I did see flashes here and there, but just the mechanics were so god-awful that it's hard for me to see him fully rebuilding those mechanics in just an off season and then coming back and being someone who, is going to be a franchise quarterback. But I'm glad with the Kyler Murray signing. It's an established veteran who has upside. Who, again, if you remember with Cliff Kingsbury, dude was like at one point the first 8 games of the season was an MVP candidate, you know, and he fell off towards the end. But you're giving him Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, to a much lesser extent, T.J. Hawkinson and Aaron Jones and whatever running back we end up scrounging, you know. You're putting him in a good situation, and hopefully the line can stay as healthy, but I think it is also a great test for Kevin O'Connell. You know, he loves to run those in-breaking routes, and Kyler Murray in the past has kind of struggled in those exact route types. So can he adjust? Because he's on the hot seat, love it or not. But it'll be a fun thing. And I think it's again, you're giving a guy a vet minimum to rebuild his career, and under what I consider to be a genius offensive head coach. You know, well, let's see it.
Yeah. Would you agree with my belief that it can't be worse than last year if it's McCarthy or Murray?
If it's worse than last year, Kevin O'Connell's a goner.
Well, yeah, I 100% agree.
I truly think that nothing short of making the playoffs can save Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, it feels like that. Dom, I don't know if I've ever asked you from an outsider's perspective, because if nobody knows, Dominic is a Steelers fan. What's your outside perspective on Kyler Murray on the Vikings?
I feel like the outside perspective is very much aligned with like how we always spoke about Mike Tomlin. Like you just kind of hit that certain threshold of expectation, but there's so many layers of dog shit that would just love the guy that has been consistently a winner and consistently viewed by the rest of the league as a winner or a quarterback guru, that everybody will take a shot on him. Like you saw what happened with John Harbaugh or
Jim.
Yeah, Jim.
Or no,
Jim Harbaugh.
No, you're right.
No, it's here. This is my dad speaking. He's also a Steeler fan, but Jim, Jim, because I hate him. So,
well, no, the Ravens coach was John.
Yeah, it was John. You were right. I fucked it up.
What?
Yeah,
I'm shocked. So I was right the first time. Trust your gut.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you saw what happened with Harbaugh as soon as he got picked up with the Giants. I mean, it was like immediately signed to the biggest deal. And I can only assume like who else is on the brink that's like an awful coach, because I feel like that kind of got suited out this season.
There are a couple.
There
are a couple who are on the brink.
Yeah, like I don't know how long like Aaron Glenn with the Jets lasts, and like that could make sense with Kevin O'Connell going back to the Jets because he played there. So I mean, it could happen.
Didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he never played, but like he was a Jet.
I don't think he got in any games.
No
regular season games. Yeah.
I mean, you guys can send him to New York Purgatory and just be done with it. And then
I'd rather not. I'd rather keep him. I think he's a good coach, but I just think that whether it was him or Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, they so badly screwed up the situation last year that you've put yourself in a position where you're the first coach who's gone 5 seasons without winning a playoff game since John Gruden. Or not? Is it John or no? Jay Gruden. Sorry, Jay Gruden.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do something, man. Something's got to give, and you played it's all Kwesi's fault card maybe 1 year too early, in my opinion. But you're saying the draft, you get your guys now, so it's you and Flores. Whatever happens at the end of the season, you two are responsible. You bear full brunt of it.
Who I wanted so bad.
Yeah, why'd you guys go for Mike McCarthy?
So I think I'm also in a minority where I love the Mike McCarthy hire, and not to make this like a Pittsburgh podcast because that's not what we're here for, but he's from right down the street. Like they changed offices around in the building to give Mike McCarthy a bigger office that sits right in front of his neighborhood that he grew up in. He knows exactly what is on the line within the next 4 years. So they're like make or break it, because the city's either going to love you or hate you.
I get that. That's why I sometimes have a problem with Vikings fans, so we get too attached to our guys, and we we can't see past it. A guy who's from Minnesota, but I mean, I guess
we're so bad with it. We're so bad.
Yeah, the thing that scares me with Kevin O'Connell is now that Kwesi's gone, it kind of feels like O'Connell might become that Marvin Lewis, Mike Tomlin kind of thing, where like he has too much power and it's going to be long-term detriment to the team. Because I was on In the Zone yesterday, and Zoe was talking about that, and I was like, damn, I didn't think about it like that, but that could be it. I do have faith in Kevin O'Connell. I think he's a good, for the most part, head coach. There's deficiencies, especially in his offense, with just being able to run the ball, knowing when to run the ball.
See,
And
I don't even think that, because last year, how are you going to run the ball with McCarthy and Brosmer? They're selling out. And again, I think, look at the Lions game. I think that might have been, and people disagree with me, I think that might be the best game Kevin O'Connell's called from an offensive perspective, or one of the most underrated. Just knowing when to throw out that jet sweep, that was an incredible call.
Yeah, with O'Connell, and I'm glad you brought that.
I wish we lost that game because we screwed ourselves out of Jeremiah Love, but it happens.
I am with O'Connell. It's not that the Vikings can't run the ball. I agree wholeheartedly, and I bring up the point a lot. Like, the quarterback play did not allow you to run the ball a lot of the time.
They're just gonna stack the box
when
against
you got Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Jordan Mason guy. I thought Aaron Jones should have been gone after his first year. Yeah,
that contract was disgusting in the offseason. Not this offseason, but the offseason before.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike. Appreciate you coming through, Mike. Thanks for coming through, brother. Well, that's Kyler Murray talk, as if everybody hasn't heard enough of that all offseason. And I hope you're okay to hear about it until September, because it's still going to happen. But the draft will give us a break from it.
Not just September, man. It's going to keep going.
Keep
going. And I can't wait for the Darnold comparisons too. It's so fun.
Yeah, but at least during the season we'll have game. We'll be able to there'll be visceral evidence, if that's even the right term, and physical evidence that we can actually talk about it. There's games happening. Shout out to Kinetic. Maybe we should get off the JJ McCarthy talking point then, because Kinetic's not going to like that. Let's get into the draft. And Preet, I do want to pick your mind about the draft. I know you haven't been paying as much attention to it this offseason, but do you know a lot of players, or do you know a direction that you want the Vikings to go just in general in the draft?
Yeah, so it seems like right now the popular mock is Dylan Thieneman to the Vikings. And I like Thieneman, but I feel I think it might be a smarter decision for us to get a run stuffer like Cade McDonald from Ohio State in there at DT, just because I'll say that Kwesi Adofo-Mensah was wrong by bringing in Javon Hargraves and Jonathan Allen, who were both past their prime. But the idea of rebuilding from the trenches was the correct one. You just got two old guys who only wanted to rush the pass and didn't want to play any run defense. If you can add someone like a Cade McDonald next to Jalen Redmond, because right now, what's your defensive line room? It's Jalen Redmond, it's Levi Drake Rodriguez, it's Tyrion Ingram Dawkins. Those are all really undersized guys. Adding size to that front four, and that front seven is something that's so needed. Granted, I do like Thieneman. I just think that Thieneman might be a little bit more of a luxury pick than getting someone who can help you just purely stuff the run, because you don't want to run next season into Levi Drake Rodriguez playing as a nose tackle every single down. That's, as much as I like Levi Drake Rodriguez, it's not a situation I want to be in. It's a weird spot where you have so many holes. And I love Jeremiah Love. I think he's going to be a Jahmyr Gibbs-esque type player. Even if he falls, you have to take him if he falls, but it's also does this fix the most? Does this make the most sense to take him? Maybe not. It's just a weird situation you're in where DT, safety, running back. I could even make an argument for if one of the top three receivers fall, you might need to take them with Jordan Addison's off the field stuff and, just missing any discernible receiver 3. But it's a weird spot, man.
Yeah. What was that? Because Brian Flores was in Pittsburgh when, Don, 2020?
Right before he was there the Ed Donatel season, so
2022. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Who did
right after the Miami bump?
Yeah, who did Pittsburgh draft? Because I'm assuming he had some pull. Who did they draft in 2022?
Was it Joey Porter Jr. or was it the year after?
No, that was the year after.
You talking about my small-handed king right now?
That was Kenny Pickett. Oh my God. Okay, so I was seeing if Flo might have had any pull in that draft decision, because the thing with the Brian Flores thing, you can argue that they don't need to take either interior D line or corner, because the Vikings defense thrives without big names at interior D line or corner. Like they had big names there last season, and like they didn't do anything. But the defense is still really good.
I agree with corner. I don't feel the same about interior D line, but I do understand your point. My thing is, I'm not certain Harrison Smith is going to retire.
Yeah, me neither.
I feel the more and more as we go, like as time goes on, I feel like he's going to be back. And even at his advanced age, look at the on-off splits of him on the defense. The defense was so substantially better. I'm okay potentially duct taping this back end of the defense together if you can fix your run defense.
Yeah.
But also, it's not just a one safety issue in my mind. I also think Theo Jackson's not a starter on this defense. If you want to have a legitimate defense, Theo Jackson cannot be a starter. I'm sorry. It's just not. It just shouldn't happen. I did like some of the flashes Jay Ward showed me, but man, it's a multi-safety issue. And I think that's something you got to lean into if you go there.
For sure. Kinetic said, I posted my last mock draft just for you and your corner take. I might have to take a look at that. I don't think I saw. I'm assuming that from what I've said recently, I think the Vikings just might not take a corner in round 1 because the Vikings have done nothing to tell us in the Kevin O'Connell era that they value the corner position whatsoever, and they thrive without a good corner. Like Preet, we did a show when I was still on Vikes Now. Like Fabian Moreau was our best cornerback last year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but now you have the best corner 2 in the league.
Corner 3. He'll probably be corner 3, James Pierre.
He'll be corner 3.
Yeah.
I do like James Pierre quite a bit. I'm so surprised he got such little money and he signed so quickly. But also it's just like I unless Mansour Delane falls to you, there's no point in taking a corner, and he's not falling to you.
Jamad would.
Jamad might.
I still I don't really like the idea of Jermod McCoy as much as
I think
most people do.
Colton Hood fits your scheme and my scheme so much better. Just a badass press man guy who can just stuff your face.
Huh?
Did you hear me stutter?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Colton Hood a lot. I think Jermon McCoy might fall out of the first round because apparently NFL teams are not liking the injury thing. But like he practiced almost all year, I think, last year. So I don't like. I think he's fine.
Guy also ran a 4.38.
Yeah, I think he'd be okay. But team like I bring the comparison to the corners last year. Like I thought a lot of people had like 4 or 5 corners going in the first round last year, but it ended up being 2.5, and it was Hairston. What the fuck is his name from? He went to Denver.
Cool. Jade Barron.
Jade Barron, yeah, and then Travis Hunter.
Jade Barron's like a safety too.
Oh yeah, I really wanted Jade Barron.
Yeah, it's like 2 corners.
I figured that he probably that Barron probably wouldn't fall to us, but I don't.
Every shadow leans to listen.
Who the fuck are you?
Hello, mortals.
How'd you get in here? Who are you?
Genuinely scared the fuck out of me.
I've been watching for some time. You all need a healthy dose of the truth from your prophet.
Oh, God.
What does that mean?
Purple prophet.
What do we need truth about?
You know, everybody is sitting here saying, "Oh, the Vikings should take a cornerback. Oh, the Vikings should do this." We all know what the Vikings should do. There is a generational player in the draft. There is no team in the NFL who would benefit more from this player joining their team.
Caleb Downs.
You guys are scared of sending little fucking draft picks away? Are you fucking kidding me? Talking about fucking Jermod McCoy? You go get Jeremiah Love on the goddamn football team.
Not getting them at
That is what
18.
your profit dictates now.
So okay.
The Dolphins want to move out of 11, and he's not going to be there at 11. So what do you want?
So you think the Vikings should probably punt on their first round pick in 2027 to go up and get Jeremiah Love?
I absolutely 100% do.
Okay.
Can we cut the background music?
It should be gone.
Here's the
No, I
thing.
can still hear it.
Here's the thing.
My fault.
Right now, we all are drunk on 27, right? Oh my God, 27 draft. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so good. Do you think the
That's what they
Vikings are going to be high enough to take a fucking quarterback then? No. They're going to try their little faces off to win 9 to 10 games this year. They will not be drafting a quarterback in the top 10. They will be drafting a position player who will not be as good as Jeremiah Love.
So you
Lock in.
so you think
I feel similarly, just not about Jeremiah Love. I feel that same way about Caleb Downs.
Oh yeah, no, a safety is what we need, young Pete. A safety. It's
You
not
gotta
like
take
we
Dylan
have a
Gannon.
fucking
Might as well
scheme.
trade up and get the blue chip prospect.
Love is the blue chip prospect.
Oh, he's great. It's just if one of the two is gonna fall, it's not gonna. It's
What
not
is the
gonna
goal? Someone tell me what the goal. What is the point? Why do they play the game?
to win,
To win,
Mr.
the
Mr.
Super-
Profit.
Tell me, are we going to win the Super Bowl with our current offense?
Probably not.
We are
could.
not.
We could.
Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason elevated this team to the promised land. Absolutely not. If this does not work, we are in for 10 years of nothing. This is the last thing. This is the last stop before hell. Do you understand me?
Mr. Profit. Can I call you Purple?
You can address me as your prophet.
I cannot do that for
Big Daddy
personal
Prophet.
reasons. Mr. Purple. So the thought here is for Jeremiah Love. And you're asking if we can win a Super Bowl with this current offense. The question I'll pose to you is, what if JJ McCarthy turns it around? Like, do you have any faith in JJ McCarthy developing to be that guy and lead us to the promised land, even without Jeremiah Love?
You insult me, mortal.
Hey, ask about T.J. Hawkinson next.
With your facetious, silly human ideas of Jonathan James McCarthy.
So you don't have any faith in him?
He can lead you to the depths of hell where I await.
I think you put yourself in the depths of hell.
So
reactions.
So no faith in JJ McCarthy. Is that a fair assessment?
I have faith that you will regret asking me that question.
Okay. Let's try something
Ask
more.
me not questions you know the answers to, human.
Hey, ask about T.J. Hawkinson next.
Yeah, I was gonna add. Let's do a little bit more tame of a discussion. What about TJ Hawk? Do you think he could be the tight end on offense to lead us to the bowl?
With Jeremiah Love, yes, it could.
Okay, so you like TJ Hawkinson?
That is not what I said. I said tight end does not matter to me. Eli Stowers, I enjoy quite a bit,
I do like Eli Stowers too. I'm glad you're.
but
So
it's inconsequential in the scheme. It's inconsequential. Tight end is the new running back. It doesn't fucking matter.
I thought you.
Wait.
Oh, actually, wait. Well, didn't you base your entire last 3 years on running back matters?
It does matter.
Yeah, it does.
I am speaking out of truth. I am speaking of the narratives that you feeble humans subscribe to from your algorithms on Twitter.com. Oh no, running backs have won in the last 10 years. This human brev told me for 3 years. Cut to Kenneth Walker leading a team to a championship.
Hey, it only happened because Charbonnet went down.
It only happened because of Sam Darnold, the purple savior himself, who was banished from Minnesota for the sin of making people believe we could win it all.
So wait, you just spoke for 5 minutes, somehow hacked into my stream setup to join us. You spoke for 5 minutes about how we need to take Jeremiah Love, but you just said tight ends are the new running backs and they don't matter.
Running backs don't matter.
You insult me with your reductions.
Are you in an airplane? Why is it so round behind you?
I am from somewhere where you would never want to visit, young
Oh, it's a
Preet.
UFO type.
Hey, I'm
shit?
going there in 2028. Don't worry.
So, wait, I didn't reduce anything. I just said what you said.
I was speaking in your terms. Running
Okay.
backs
Bryce
always
Simpson is
matter.
at 18
They
is what you're
always
saying.
matter. You must think of tight ends the way you incorrectly thought of running backs until last year.
But in my defense, the Vikings never would have had a shot at a running back like Jeremiah Love in the last 4 years.
No,
They
it's not
don't
like
this year either.
You want to know what's really good is that the Vikings should have signed Saquon Barkley for $15 million when he was a free agent. At the peak of running back don't matter narratives before he led Philadelphia to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I remember they were in on Tony Pollard instead of Saquon for a similar
He
price.
was cheaper than TJ Hawkinson, and you turned your nose at him.
I didn't turn my nose at shit.
Repent.
So, I mean, we can do the revisionist history. Like, yeah, I think the Vikings should have.
It was obvious in the moment to anyone who was.
I think we should have drafted AJ Brown instead of Irv Smith.
I don't think it was obvious in the moment, just only because of the fact that nobody knew Sam Darnold was going to be that good.
No,
That was supposed to be a
knew
down
except
year.
for your profit, of course.
Mr. Purple, do you have anything else you'd like to let us know before I found the way to get you out of here? Do you have anything else you'd like to lay your infinite knowledge and wisdom upon us with?
I've blessed you with enough for today.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Purple. I hope it's not too hot where you are. That was sorry guys. I don't know how that happened. That was kind of weird. That was not on the docket and pre-planned whatsoever. Yeah, I think Jeremiah Love would be a lot of fun, but are you giving up a 2027 first to go get him?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know if I am either.
There's only one player I'd consider giving considerable capital to move up for, and that's Caleb Downs, who I think is the best player in the class. So, other than that, it's whatever.
Yeah, I like Caleb Downs, but maybe Mr.
Get that off the screen.
Dude. We need to talk about that. We can't we can't just
we have to address this.
We can't let those two get out of piping them. Like,
All right.
God does hit home runs, Jay. God rises. Yeah, I don't know how much I'd be on the board for trading up at all. I'm actually on team trade down, to be honest. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I'm probably team stick and pick, unless again, if Caleb Downs falls somehow past 9, you make the move for him. I think he fixes so many issues on the defense.
Yeah.
And I'm not certain Harrison Smith's coming back. I hope he is. I think he is. But if he doesn't, you got your built-in Harrison Smith replacement, a guy who can, play all across the field, who can cover so much ground. I think people are overthinking him the same way that they overthought Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, I don't know how people overthought Kyle Hamilton because he was just that good, but apparently the people that are paid tens of millions of dollars to do it also overthought Kyle Hamilton and traded down out of him.
Are you telling me Lewis Cine hasn't become an All-Pro?
No, but he is a Super Bowl champion.
That is true with his one tackle.
Yeah. Kinetic, my acting in the skit is less believable than Trick Williams' punches. That may be true, but is it more believable than JJ McCarthy thinking he can lead a complex NFL offense to any semblance of success?
Well, he's meditated this offseason. I
Oh,
feel
thank
bad.
God.
I feel bad throwing dirt on JJ McCarthy because he's like my age. I'm like, I wouldn't be able to do it either. But also, like, he talks so damn much that it's hard to feel bad for him.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, bye, Dom. With because McCarthy is it's only been 10 games, but like that's a problem in itself.
Here's the thing, right? And this is just my opinion. You know when a quarterback's like that.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you have Sam Darnold in situations where they struggle early on and you don't really get to see flashes. I think we all know what JJ McCarthy is. Like,
Yeah.
Can I blame a little bit on the offensive line? Darrison not being healthy for the start of his career, Brian O'Neill missing time, his center who he was supposed to start the entire season with is like a geriatric, but at the same time, you got to make do with what you have, man. At some point, you can't be in an offense where, you look. Well, Carson Wentz looks marginally better than you at times. It's just. Believe me, after the Lions' first game, I was drinking the JJ McCarthy Kool-Aid. I was like, "Oh, we're back."
Oh my God.
And all that. Oh, peak. But then it became hard to defend it.
Yeah, and with I think you're right because you should know quite quickly if a quarterback's the guy, and that's why I wanted to start McCarthy right away. But if he becomes anything in the league, it's probably at this point because he sat for a while, and I think it's kind of clear that he needs to do that. But at the same time, like he also needs reps really badly. So
you're in a catch-22 situation where he both needs game reps, like live game reps, and he also needs to sit and rebuild his mechanics.
Yeah,
and you kind of decide which one's better. Again, like here's the thing, Josh Allen. I know the narrative, like, oh, he's like Josh Allen. Josh Allen had like a really slow start. Josh Allen showed you so many more flashes as rookie season than JJ McCarthy did. Like, I can't fit with that narrative. I can't. I tried to. I just can't see it. And like, maybe he is. Maybe he's the exception to the rule. But right now, I don't feel confident in that at all.
No, and because McCarthy and Josh Allen, like to McCarthy, I guess his slight defense, his advanced metrics passing wise are actually quite similar to Josh Allen in his rookie year, but the eye test is nowhere near close. Like JJ McCarthy hasn't been shown to be special at anything in the NFL yet. And part of that is because it's only been 10 games, but 10 games is also like not nothing. Like show me something in those 10 games other than you can play bad for 85% of it and come through in the end.
I mean, let's look at like elite quarterbacks through times. Patrick Mahomes' first 10 games, incredible. Josh Allen's first 10 games, at least he showed you flashes. Ben Roethlisberger, I think, was undefeated his first 10 games or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Even it's just, I want to like McCarthy. I wanted it to work out so bad, but I think you have to acknowledge the point where this roster is primed and ready, for bigger things, and he was holding them back.
I agree. I don't know. I want the kid to work out. I think we can all agree the best case scenario is that McCarthy does work out. I just don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Again, I firmly believe that there may have been a deal in place with the Patriots that Robert Kraft just was like, we're not doing this.
Yeah. And props to him.
Yeah, it was the right move. Okay, because again, you're not signing Josh McCown, Drake May's high school coach, for nothing. And I know he's still in the roster, but
yeah, and he got a promotion this offseason, which not a ton of people. He's the passing game coordinator now. So not only did he keep his job, he's also been promoted.
I don't hate it.
I don't really either.
Anything to take anything off Wes Phillips' plate, man.
Yeah. But how do you think Drake May would have looked in the Vikings offense. It's easy for me to say like,
Incredible.
oh, he
Incredible.
went to the Super Bowl and had a light.
So,
but
Drake May, I think about the grade above him. He was from the area I'm in. You know, he knocked my high school out of playoffs countless times. Even back then, you could see this kid's like special. And you know, I know there's like popular comparisons to like, oh, this guy's like Josh Allen at UNC. When I saw Donovan McNabb more than anything. And I think that's like the style of player he is. I think he would have been great. I think Kevin O'Connell would be able to figure something out around him. And he's doing this with Stephon Diggs and all that. Imagine giving him Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, who, you know, I'd argue both of them are better than Stephon Diggs at this point in time. I know the prophet will come on and will disagree with me on that Jordan Addison take, but, you know.
Yeah. You know, he actually likes Jordan Addison more than me at this point. Like, he gives more respect to Addison now than I do.
Oh, interesting.
It's close. I'm not saying Jordan Addison's bad, but like I said, Jordan Addison is like a borderline top 30 NFL wide receiver.
Oh no. He's like top 25. He's top 25.
We actually listed it all out, and we came up with arguments that he could be in the top 25 for sure. Like there's a bunch. It's like
I also just think that it's like he can't get out of his own way, and that's the biggest. That's like if Mekhi Lemon drops, or like Carnell Tate in some Magic World drops, or Jordan Tyson, who's probably the most likely one, drops. I'm not hesitating to make that move. Sorry.
No. Yeah. How did you feel about Jalen Naylor walking? Because a lot of Vikings fans thought we should keep him because he had chemistry with McCarthy.
At that price point, it was going to be hard. Again, Jalen Naylor was very underrated and very good, but I'm not paying $12 million a year for 1 year of production of over 500 yards. We're not in the position where we could do that. The Raiders are. Props to them. I think it's going to be a great player for Fernando Mendoza to have, but it's just not this. It's just you got to look at the position you are in terms of cap and everything. That's a luxury you cannot afford.
Yeah, because I saw people
also
on
at that point. You're also just giving up on the Ty Felton pick, which.
Yeah.
Spoiler, I think that's a bad pick.
It was a bad pick. I saw people on Twitter like, oh, we need to bring back Jalen Naylor because he has chemistry with JJ McCarthy. Like, no, JJ McCarthy needs to figure out how to get chemistry with the two top 25 NFL receivers he has.
If you can't get chemistry with Justin Jefferson, I'm so sorry, man. You're not an NFL quarterback. It's not going to happen for you.
Yeah.
And I know there are certain times where it was Justin Jefferson's fault as well. I'm thinking week 1, the pick 6, Justin Jefferson shorts him 2 steps on the route. Probably Justin Jefferson's fault, but you got to figure that stuff out, man. You cannot be in a position where you're selling your receiver who was open quite often. You're just not looking his way. You're not getting him accurate passes. I remember the Dallas game. They tried to go to Jefferson like 3 separate times and he just couldn't connect. I'm just like,
yeah. And it's frustrating because if you go back and watch the film, like Justin Jefferson is still Justin Jefferson, and just the fact that we had
I hate the narratives around him. They're talking about like he's like the 3rd best receiver. No, he's still the best receiver in football. His quarterback just wasn't getting him the ball.
Yeah. The fact that he got 1,000 yards last year with the quarterback play is actually kind of impressive, and it pisses me off we had to wait until week 17 or week 18 against the Packers' 3rd team to get him there. But
honestly, I'll take anything I can get. I'm gunning for Jettis to get that Mike Evans record. But
oh yeah, he could. I think his play style is gonna let him last a long time in the NFL.
So, like the thing that hurts especially about it is like if you look at Justin Jefferson's yards with every quarterback he's played, they're all in the 90s. With McCarthy, it's 55.
Yeah,
that's a massive drop off.
Is that Justin Jefferson's fault? Is that Kevin O'Connell's fault? Like,
no. It's again, you have the same independent variables. You're changing the dependent variable. The dependent variable at quarterback is consistently changing. I think you know whose fault it is.
Yeah, and
a lot of it is JJ McCarthy. They had to get rid of in-breaking routes because he couldn't throw across the middle. That's where Justin Jefferson makes his bread and butter, is working across the middle. I mean, he's good at everything, but he's incredible when he comes to routes across the middle.
And part of why you drafted JJ McCarthy in the first place was because he could throw over the middle at Michigan. He wasn't afraid to do it. He seemed very capable of doing that. And now in the NFL, he just can't.
He's
So
airmailing him. It just looks ugly, man.
yeah, because he doesn't know how to throw the ball less than a million fucking miles an hour. So the ball doesn't drop on the throw. It just keeps its momentum.
Yeah, and
Whoa,
Tom
that
Brady
was
said it.
scary.
Tom Brady said it correctly. He just has the fastball right now. He needs to develop the changeup. He just doesn't have it.
Do you have faith in him adapting or developing that skill?
Would I like to? Yes. Do I?
Yeah.
No. No. I'm sorry. I think I might be tapped out of the JJ McCarthy game.
I'm like I have the tiniest sliver of hope that he develops, but
I don't see him. And I know you had, I think, a Dakota on. She said he's going to be the starting quarterback this year. I don't see it. I don't see him starting week 1. I don't
No.
think. I think this battle is so one-sided towards Kyler Murray. I just cannot see him winning it.
I don't think he's going to. I just don't see a world where this team isn't like pretty damn good with Kyler Murray at quarterback to the point where you're going back to McCarthy. It's going to take an injury, and that probably will happen to Kyler.
Yeah, it will happen. But here's the thing: is like at Radio Row, both Jettis and Aaron Jones said things that slightly shaded him. When those guys have given up on you, those guys who've been nothing but professional the entire season, I think that tells me like, man, these are 2 leaders of the offense. We're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Honestly, Brev, like I'm gonna do a little thought exercise with you.
Mhm,
If some team says, we'll give you a 3rd rounder for JJ McCarthy, you just eat a little bit of his contract. Would you take it?
I love draft capital, so yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I think we're at like a Zach Wilson-ish area right now with him. As much as it hurts to say,
Yeah, and I don't even.
dude, don't get me wrong. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd
Yeah.
love it if he just slings it. Because again, it's on my team. I want him to be. I want him to prove me wrong. But we're at the point where it just looks hard.
People will say like, "Oh, you can't give up on him that early. He's only played 10 games." Like, we're going into year 3. Like, we need to know if he's good or not, and we don't. And Kevin O'Connell has to save his job,
Dude,
and
he's not getting his 5th-year option picked up.
I
It's not
don't think
happening.
so. What I think could very well happen is say McCarthy doesn't play at all this year. Kyler stays healthy all season long, which isn't. It's literally 50-50 with that happening.
Dude, I go
Um,
2080.
Yeah, potentially. With I just think because time can rebuild JJ McCarthy's trade value. You
Can it?
can, I think so, a little bit, not
I
up
mean,
to a
Mitch
first
Trubisky,
round
Mitch
pick.
Trubisky has some sort of value right now in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm saying not like you can't rebuild him to a first round pick. You can rebuild him from like maybe the 5th round he's worth right now to maybe a 3rd, like you proposed. But you can go next offseason and be like, hey guys, JJ McCarthy's been working really hard all year long. He's been in
show
the
a
lab
preseason
every
game or
day.
2.
Yeah. And trade him like right before the season starts next year. But that's not me necessarily saying that's what I want to happen.
Yeah, we're not advocating for it, but again, he's not shown you enough to, I
No,
don't know. It's a tough situation. Again, don't get me wrong. I was rooting for the guy. I wanted the guy to be good, but just didn't happen.
there's a small chance it still happens. And if it didn't happen, it's because we can't have nice things because it's the fucking Vikings. I mean, I feel like even if we drafted Caleb Williams, like he would have sucked. And that's
No.
yeah, you're right.
I think the infrastructure was set up there. Again, JJ McCarthy is no one to blame but JJ McCarthy.
Hmm. And the injury
I guess
stuff,
maybe just slightly Ryan Kelly, like ever so
Yeah.
slightly, you can blame him. But
the injury stuff is it's one thing if it was one injury that just that was persistent. It's a different thing when it's 2 or 3 different injuries.
it's
that
what?
we're
It's the
talking about.
meniscus, it's the concussion, it's the ankle, it's the hand.
Hand, yep. Like you've had 4 injuries, and
Yeah.
you've played
And none
10
of them were-
games.
And like, I remember the LA Chargers game. Richard Sherman was like talking about how he got like soft benched because he leaped over whoever it was like on the sideline when they rolled over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you could because we say he's appeared in 10 games. You could really make the argument that he's only played
8?
8 or 9, because he's gone out at halftime and what 2 or 3 of them, I think 2. But
9. Anything JJ McCarthy in 9 just gives me PTSD, man. It's
Yeah.
frightening.
my official prediction is Kyler Murray gets injured in week 9, and 9 comes out, and
Yeah.
9 takes the job and never gives it back. That would be great. I'd love that.
He pulls a Ryan Poles, takes the North, and never gives it back.
Yeah. Shout out to Chicago for finally winning the North.
I think
I
they
guess.
back-assed themselves. I think Ryan Poles might have failed upwards in the greatest way possible.
I just think it's funny that Minnesota had like a season from hell, but it was still a winning record, and the Lions still came last in the division.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
That was huge on a personal level.
On a personal level, for both of us, for undisclosed reasons, it was beautiful.
Huge. But
I don't even hate them anymore. Had to let that go.
I still do. Not even because of the person thing. I'll always hate the fucking Lions.
They're just such little brothers that it's hard. Like it was. I know I said I wish we lost that game. I can't lie. I was a little happy when we won. That just eliminated their playoff hopes. Like just pat little brother in the back. Say congrats, champion.
Good job, son. It was cute.
You know what's so in, by the way? You remember how you said that said baseball's in? I think what's really in is derogatorily calling people we don't like champion or champ.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Champion. Yeah, that's even better than buddy.
Yeah, champion. Yeah.
I called people buddy in real life, not even trying to little bro them, and I had to stop because I realized how condescending it sounds.
I do it with champion all the time.
Yeah. Championship would be nice. But we'll let it wind down here. Preet, I appreciate you coming on. We'll get everybody to go.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Give me a couple of draft sleepers you got your eyes on.
My guy this year is Malachi Fields out of Notre Dame.
Yep. That's my guy too. I love him.
He's consensus 3rd round, but I think he's going to go in the 2nd round.
He's such a throwback receiver.
Yeah, and I fucking love it. Catches everything. His hands are a little small, but he catches everything.
He's just a traditional X. He reminds me of this might be blasphemous. Des Bryant.
Kind of, yeah. I agree. The knock on him is that he's not fast, but it's like, dude,
You can't separate that well. But like when you're 6'5", 200,
you don't have to. Yeah, you just catch everything, and it's not even separate. Like if you're going against the zone defense, he knows how to find the soft spots in zone. Which every receiver, I don't know how every receiver doesn't know how to do that, but apparently that's a big pro in him.
What receivers have we had that didn't know how to find the soft spot in zones?
Ty Felton didn't know how to do it, and
Ty Felton doesn't know how to do.
Ty Felton never got open at Maryland.
Don't get me started on the Ty Felton stuff. I'm 99% sure that they wanted Xavier Watts. Xavier Watts got sniped right in front of them, and they panicked. I think that you can't convince me otherwise that that's not what happened.
I think that's probably true because Xavier Watts, I never understood how he wasn't like a consensus late 1st rounder.
Dude, same. It was him and Andrew Bakuba. I did not understand how they were not going higher. Again, the undervalue of safety. And I truly think they just got sniped for him. And imagine this defense right now with Xavier Watts. You have a lot more flexibility, and not everyone's mocking Dylan Thieneman to the Vikings.
Yeah, and you can't even say honestly, it's probably karma for what they did, just not taking Kyle Hamilton. Like they deserve to be sniped for Xavier Watts.
They got so complacent. Again, if your guy comes, if you really love a guy and he's falling to you, you trade a little bit of capital, especially in late day 2. You trade a little bit of capital, man.
I agree, but I hope. I mean, any like free agency signing of a decent sized name or draft pick on day 2 is when you'll probably take a receiver. If you like, they could take a receiver on day 2. Like that's immediately like, oh, Ty Felton's out.
120%, brother. I would love them to make a move at receiver. If Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson or Mekhi Lemon fall, it'd be really hard to convince me not to go with that position.
Yeah, I hate his name, but my receiver 3 is KC Concepcion.
I like KC. He reminds me of.
I'll tell you who he reminds me of.
Everything the same person, former Viking.
Mine is not a football player.
Oh, I was gonna say he reminds me of Percy Harvin a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I was thinking KC Concepcion. KC,
Man, you gotta stop beating yourself up over that. We gotta let it go.
Dude, people come in this chat talking about redheads, and it pisses me off. Not today.
Why?
I think we were because Coda was on here, and Coda dyed
How
her
do people
hair.
know the lore like that?
They don't, but they kept going. So I was like, don't say redheads, and they just kept bringing up redheads. And I'm like, stop, don't do that.
I remember peak me and you tweaking about that sort of stuff.
It was
Incredible
awesome.
times.
It
was
was
great. It was great. It was group psychosis. It was the blind leading the blind.
Yeah, it was a great time, and definitely not one of the most miserable times of my life whatsoever.
We definitely wouldn't have blown our heads smooth off at 33.
No. Oh yeah, I was definitely headed in that direction. What's up, Jackson? I appreciate you coming on or tuning in. We're actually about to wind down here, so all you guys can go over to Rap Stream because he's about to start in 8 minutes with Jason. Preet, go ahead and shout your stuff out one last time in case they didn't hear it at the beginning.
Yeah, of course. On the Love Belt podcast, we've kind of taken a little bit of a break right now. Might just be a 2-man show now. Carter might have quit, so
No,
who knows? I'm not quit, but like work stuff. But
I'll be
yeah.
new Carter.
You can be new Carter. I think Matt would love that. And then also just read my stuff at Zone Coverage. Do a lot of draft prospect profiles, breaking down players I really like, potentially later rounds. And if y'all watch or listen to PA's PA after on Mondays, Nordo's numbers, that's also me. So look into that. But yeah, thanks for having me on, dog.
I should have put that on the promo. What the fuck am I thinking?
Dude, I forget. Dude, it's not even that big of a thing.
Yeah, but people see Paul Allen, then I get views. You got to think it. Don't be selfish.
True.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think Paul Allen knows who I am. I just do the work.
Probably not. Paul Allen knows who I am. That's cool. And it's kind of backwards because you do all this work for him.
I found out Adam Thielen knows who I am because Tom brought me up in a Vikings press conference like stuff. Just because of and then I think he brought up that he stayed with me when the Vikings played the Panthers because apparently Adam Thielen lived around here when he played with the Panthers. He's like, yeah, Randy Moss. Not trying to dox Randy Moss or myself.
Yeah.
But Randy Moss lives like a mile away from me. And then I ran into him once on a hiking trail. And when I was 14 or something, I was like, that's Randy Moss. But I was like, I'm not certain that's Randy Moss. So I didn't go up and say hi to him. But
yeah,
it was Randy Moss. It was indeed Randy Moss.
Damn. If I lived a mile away from Randy Moss, I would have been knocking on his door asking if he wants to do an in-person social.
Dude,
I know I live near like Fran Tarkenton because Fran Tarkenton lives around here. He's a big Richmond
guy.
guy.
Atlanta?
No, or does he live in Atlanta? I think he has a house in Richmond and like he's from Richmond and shit. But yeah, I think you're right. He does live in Atlanta.
I know because of Kirk. Yeah, Kirk and Cousins when they first signed.
I'm just talking to the president. I don't know. All right. I appreciate you all coming out. Thank you again, Preet. Everybody go to Rap's channel. They're going to start over there with Jason. I'm going to be in the chat giving Jason shit, and it'll be a fun time.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody.
I was going to say, don't talk about redheads.
Oh, please don't. Can we please not talk about redheads? See you later, everybody. Skull.
Skull.